Hello, my name's Anna. I work for Coed Lleol and got another little instructional video for you. And today we're going to be making St Brigid's crosses. So these are fairly simple to make. You don't need much equipment at all. Just need some rush, scissors and a bit of string. Rush grows all over Wales. You normally find it in damp places. So yeah, prevalent in Wales. Sometimes you get little patches in sort of clearings in woodlands, or often the whole of the mountains are sort of covered in it. And this time of the year, it's just starting to grow up through the old growth. So often it's surrounded by sort of some of the deader grass as well. It's a nice vibrant green as it grows. And in the summer, it's the sort that you can split open with your finger, and then it's got a really white pith that you can then peel the outer off, and you get left with this sort of foamy pith that used to be used for making the wicks of it used to be dipped in oil and became the wick, so you could have like a little light. So you need a sort of handful of grass. You won't need quite that much, but yeah, go out, find your grass, just snip it off, bring it back inside to work because it's horrible outside. Anyway, you can cut that bit because that's a bit waffly. So a handful of rush, and then to start your pattern, just choose one piece and just lay it out in front of you. And then the next part, you can fold one of your parts in half and just slide it over your first one. So you should end up with that sort of pattern. So you've got one long one folded in half. And you're just going to keep doing the same thing, going round in a circle. So we're always going to go clockwise, keep going the same way. And you'll insert a new bit of rush over the last one you've done. So over the folded one, fold the next one, and it will go down over that one and also be folded. Okay, the fresher your rush is, the easier it is. Okay, so your first one's going that way, your second one off at 90 degrees, your third one pointing straight down, and your next one is going to go acrosswards sort of at 9 o'clock if we're thinking of a clock. And so it will slide over both your first one and your third one. Okay, and we should have the beginnings of a cross. So in the middle, they're all kind of interlinked. So you've got that cross going on. And all you're going to do is keep doing that pattern. So your next one will go over the fourth one, or over and under. Pull that through, and we'll point up to the top. So if we're thinking of a clock, up to 12 o'clock, your next one will then go across to 3 o'clock. So you can either put it behind and make the fold, or you can thread it through each time. Okay, and then just sort of organise it in the middle, and it does all sort of jump around a little bit. You can use little weights just to hold the ends down if that makes it easier. Just remember which part you're at each time. So the loose one then has to be tied down, and go down to the bottom again. You can probably stop. So if you keep going round until it's the size you want, or until you've had enough, or you've run out of rush. And then for your last one, you kind of tie that one in as it goes across. So you can see this. So this one's coming across, and then the last one that it passes, if you slide that up, there's a little loop there, and we just want to tuck the end of this one through that loop, and then it should all be held in place. And then it just needs to be tightened. So that one goes across tight. That one pulls that down. And it should all stay where you want it. Okay, so that's your basic cross, and you should have this lovely square inside that's a bit like a window or something. To finish it off, you just need little bits of string. I'm just going to tie each of these. So you could, yeah, string or embroidery thread, some cotton, whatever you've got is fine. So you pull that nice and tight. You can trim that off at the end. And I just do all 4 parts of this. Okay, so once all 4 edges are secured, you can then just trim off those ends. And you should have a nice, neat and tidy cross. Okay, so you've got a nicely trimmed end, you've got your lovely little cross, and these are traditionally made at this time of year, ready for 1st of February, which is Imbolc, one of the old festivals of the year. And we've just had, well, just before Christmas, we had the winter solstice, which is the shortest day of the year, when we have more darkness than light. And then soon we'll have the spring equinox, but the 1st of February falls midway between those. So it's a sort of sign of spring. It's all getting lighter, and more stuff will start growing again. So it's an important symbol for that. So it's a bit of a sign of hope. And traditionally, these were hung in doorways to protect the house from evil and from fire. And then the previous ones were then burnt. Previous year's ones were burnt on the 1st of February. So in front of me, I've got some that I made last year. And you can see they kind of go a bit looser as they dry out. And they lose that vibrant colour. So they're all a bit darker. But as you're making these, you can sort of experiment a little bit as well. So you can make ones with, I'll just move those around, with 3 legs. You can also make ones with 5 legs. Okay, so see how you get on with those. So I hope you enjoy making, hang these up in your doorway, set fire to the old ones. My name's Anna and this is Coed Lleol.